President Trump roasted Biden in a wedding toast this weekend, and the video is going viral. President Donald Trump has never been one to shy away from the spotlight, but this weekend he took a unique opportunity to make a speech when he surprised a couple at their Mar-a-Lago wedding reception on Saturday. The former president complimented the couple, sent his best wishes to the bride and groom, and took the opportunity to blast President Joe Biden for the many failures of his short presidency. He shredded Biden for the mishandling of the border crisis. He called him weak on China. He questioned his policies towards Iran. And then he asked the roaring crowd the most important question: "Do you miss me yet?" A guest at the wedding recorded the speech, which was released by TMZ. It's a must-see.
You know, I turned off the news, I get all these flash reports, and they're telling me about the border, they're telling me about China, they're telling me about Iran. How are we doing with Iran? How do you like that? Well, they were ready to make a deal, they would have done anything, and this guy goes and drops the sanctions, and then he says, we'd like to negotiate now. We're not dealing with the United States. They don't want to deal with us. And China, the same thing, they never treated us that way, right? You saw what happened a few days ago, it was terrible. And the border's not good. The border is the worst anybody's ever seen it. And what you see now, multiply it times 10, Jim, you would know how to handle. He's the only one I know that might handle the border tougher than me. But we have to, and the tough is in the most humanitarian way, because that's what it is. What's happening to the kids, they're living in squalor. They are living like nobody has ever seen anybody. There's never been anything like what's happening. And you're going to have hundreds, and you have it now. They have the airplane photos, the shops, and they call them shops. And these things are showing thousands and thousands of people coming up from South America. And it's just, look, it's a disaster. It's a humanitarian disaster from their standpoint, and it's going to destroy the country. And frankly, the country can't afford it, because you're talking about massive, just incredibly massive amounts. Our school systems, our hospital systems, everything. So it's a rough thing, and I just say, do you miss me yet? As we were saying, we did get 75 million votes. Nobody's ever gotten that. They said, get 66 million votes, sir, and the election's over. Well, I got 75 million, and they said, but you know, you saw what happened. 10:30 in the evening, all of a sudden they said, that's a strange thing. Why are they closing up certain places, right? You know, a lot of things happening right now. I just wanted to say, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to have you at Mar-a-Lago. You are a great and beautiful couple. And for many, many years, special, have fun.
There it is. Democrats call for universal basic income in next COVID relief bill. 3 COVID relief stimulus checks already went to the public, but the Democrats want more. And not just one more, they want a bunch more. Now they're calling for recurring direct payments to most Americans. On Tuesday, 21 Senate Democrats urged the president to include this attempt at universal basic income as part of his $3 trillion infrastructure bill. In a letter to the president, they wrote, "We urge you to include recurring direct payments and automatic unemployment insurance extensions tied to economic conditions in your Build Back Better long-term economic plan." According to the major media outlets, along with the recurring payments, Democrats are also requesting free community college, universal pre-K, and a nationwide paid leave program be added to Biden's plan. Republicans, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, are not optimistic about it at all. McConnell said on the floor last week that we're hearing the next few months might bring a so-called infrastructure proposal that may actually be a Trojan horse for massive tax hikes and other job-killing left-wing policies. Seems he probably heard right. Biden has not yet responded to the request from the Senate Dems. Joe Biden's latest plan is absolutely insane, includes a tax rate higher than China, and more. On Wednesday, President Biden announced his new plan for infrastructure, except it's really more of a plan for taxes. He presented a $2.25 trillion package that, if passed, would increase the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%. For comparison, Communist China has a corporate tax rate of just 25%. According to the Washington Post, the proposal would also increase the global minimum tax paid from about 13% to 21%, as well as other measures aimed at taxing corporations that shelter profits offshores to avoid taxes. While conservatives have absolutely lost their minds over the proposed tax increases, radicals on the left are also taking issue with the plan. They think it doesn't go far enough. AOC tweeted that Biden's effort is not nearly enough, needs to be way bigger. This second big spending bill comes after Biden's first COVID relief bill, which cost $1.9 trillion. In economic times as unstable as this one, it seems like the worst idea in the world to further penalize businesses who have managed to keep their doors open. One Republican congressman from Missouri, Ann Wagner, said it best. Why, as this country begins to reopen and recover economically, would the Biden administration be proposing tax policy which would, in the end, hurt the American family and millions of struggling small businesses? It's opening day, and of course, Joe Biden is making it about him. April 1st is opening day for Major League Baseball, and that's not usually a political event. But with liberals in charge, everything is political, apparently. President Joe Biden was featured in an interview with SportsCenter this week in honor of the big day. That's where he expressed that he would strongly support Major League Baseball moving its All-Star game out of Atlanta over Georgia's election integrity law. ESPN host Sage Steele asked, "Mr. President, what do you think about the possibility that baseball decides to move their All-Star game out of Atlanta because of this political issue?" Biden responded, "I think that today's professional athletes are acting incredibly responsibly. I would strongly support them doing that. People look to them. They're leaders. Look at what's happened with the NBA as well. Look at what's happened across the board. The very people who are victimized the most are the people who are the leaders in these various sports. And it's just not right." Georgia's law in question is, of course, a voters' rights bill that demands transparency, voter ID, and an end to the rule changes that handed Biden their electoral votes in 2020. It's hugely popular with most of America, not that Joe cares too much about that. While Biden tried to make opening day about his agenda, the American people would rather focus on the game. After COVID canceled a large portion of last year's baseball season, there's no way fans are going to handle politics getting in the way of the fun again.